Welcome back everyone to part 31 of our Welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3 and part 31 of our Yuan Bo Immortal Empires campaign. In today's episode we are going to be wrapping up this campaign with the final few battles against the invading lizardmen forces, and if these are not actually good fights at all, I am going to be zooming us along. A bit of a time skip on to 5 turns in the future, since all of the battles we've been having for the most part have been just auto-resolvable. It's been a bit sad, to say the least, that we haven't had really any good fights in quite a while. So what we'll do is we'll come on over and see just how strong these invading lizardmen forces are. Starting with the one Yuan Bo is next to. I mean, this is not too terribly scary. I mean, it's a pretty scary army, but I mean, we have well the advantage there, so we're gonna go ahead and auto-resolve that one. And perhaps we face the other one in battle with Min Bo here.
My ancestors require it.
She's not quite fully healed. It'll make it a little bit more difficult. Pyrrhic victory with medium casualties. Yeah, we'd lose our entire front line, it says. Okay, so what are you guys rolling with? 2 feral troglodytes are fairly terrifying. Waddle flying around. How much missile resist do you have? 25%. Won't really keep it protected against the cannons. Alright, cool. The enemy actually failed to spot our ambush. You poor unfortunate lizards. We've got the Luminarch lens buffing up all of our fire damage. Let's dive on in. Okay, we have several very high value targets to worry about here, and it's very likely they're going to attempt to flee. So let's set up in a way that our cannons can be kind of blasting away at the big beasties the entire time. So I mean, I don't mind Temple Guard if they want to try to run. That works for me. We can just deal with all of the single entities. So we'll have the cannons set up. Give ourselves a bit of a crossfire there on the beasties. And then we'll go ahead and have the crossbows. The Elven archers probably want to take the flanks. We can have the peasants up front, ready to take any damage that we would prefer our crossbows not have to deal with. Scoot them up a little bit further, and we'll just have the peasants deploy a little bit further up. Then even that. Perfect. We'll have the lions in position as well. If the temple guards start moving over, we'll have to kind of quickly rotate. But in the meantime, lions. Jade warriors to defend the front line.
The celestial faithful.
And then we'll have halberdiers to fill in the gaps. Just kind of a layered defense here. Don't mind the infantry being the one that takes some damage, and then we can just kind of walk the halberds in to chop them up. Bit like so. And then the crane guns, which we can go ahead and just set up. They press through the line. That's a really bad time for us, so we'll just have the crane guns set up kind of off to the side here. Then they should be able to fire over our teammates, especially into the big enemy units. Crane guns back. There, that'll work. Just barely in range. Everyone needs to deal with the. Where's the one with the laser cannon? Fortunately, he's in the trees. We'll just go for this first ancient stegodon. Then probably quickly transition over into one of the troglodytes. So we'll go for normal archers, artillery, and gunpowder, infantry, and then the single entity monsters. Oh yeah, we can have you block shots back at them, which is perfect. Probably won't work for the laser cannon, but for everything else.
Ready to rule.
Alright then, if we have you slow fools down, nope, you are the ward save. Alright, go for a missile mirror immediately on the feral troglodyte. And we'll actually have you rush in and kind of bother them as well. Cannons. I want to know how much damage we can get on the troglodyte. Just kind of stand here. Lightning. Oh yeah, that's awesome damage. Look how fast the Carnosaurs are coming on over. I will have the 3 Jade Lions dive in on the Carnosaur. Did a Troglodon damage. Not great to see, but the Rifle Fire is doing great. Troglodon's quite squishy comparatively to other large monsters. I'll have you switch targets, start going after the Stegodon, who is dealing with our rain guns pretty quickly. Chain Lightning is unfortunate. Looks to be missing all of our important units, though. Ooh, dodge the Chain Lightning. There we go, perfect. Alright, let's go for the Jade Shield, who's taking the most damage here. Probably our Jet Lion. Fly over the top, though, and we can go for a bit of help out. For help with lowering the overall damage. Yoink, and then we can chuck a Fireball at Stegodon on the back line. Wall of Wind and Fire is likely not going to do much, but we can go for the Overcast Might of Heaven. Blast that on through, as all of them are in the center here, which is perfect, but that means they're all going to be hitting the same group. So let's go ahead and rotate these swordsmen through. Laser cannon coming down. Quick, rotate. They take a little bit of damage from the laser cannon. That just is going to be the way there. Lions try to pull away from that nonsense. Quickly, quickly, you can dive into the fray. Missile mirror on anyone we can, really. You duel with the Quaddle. We go for the Constellation of the Dragon on this massive amount of Temple Guard coming down. Landing her on the ground was a big old mistake. Big old mistake. Just pull them away. They're much faster than their opponents, so we'll have them kind of dart around. The Ancestors are getting surrounded, so let's drop a nuke down on top of them. Sounds about right. And then we'll have you go after the Stegodon in the back line there. Just chase off the wounded ones, please. I believe in you. Duel with the Quaddle. Our Jet Lion is fleeing. That's fine. You go after the Temple Guard here. Should be a pretty easy target. Alright, the Revive Crystal's gone. There's a mass of Saurus coming through. Give them the extra damage. As she's just kind of trading very evenly with our Quaddle here. Wall of Wind and Fire. The Temple Guard don't have a ton of armor, I think we would be better used saving it on ward save. Ooh, that hurts. Lions, come on back. I'm gonna have you deal with this Engine of the Gods Stegodon, and you come on up. Just try to chase them on off. All of our crossbows deal with the Croxagore Ancient. You just fire on this group here. I mean, she's winning, but not necessarily. Let's go ahead and come back over closer to our group. Ouch, crossbow bolts. There we go. Croxagore is fleeing. At least he should be pretty quick. Go for a Constellation of the Dragon on this gigantic blob of Saurus here. This one we should get to watch. And Doom rips apart the front line. And that's a victory. Indeed. None lost, let alone our front line. I'm gonna go ahead and chase down as many of these invading Saurus as I can. And we'll catch you all in a moment. Alright, it gives us a close victory. We did almost lose our Jet Lion, but only almost. And the Lizardmen Raiders are crippled. We are definitely going to venerate up just in case they manage any shenanigans and replenish more than they look like they have here. As you can kind of jog on off. We should be able to catch them. We'll just have G1, Rainfire. There it is. And that's the Lizardmen Raiders annihilated. I don't think there's any more invasion forces expected, just those two. Oh, that's nothing. All right then. I'll see you all for the final battle then. Whatever happens once we have completed the final empowerment down here in the, I think it's the Southern Sentinels. Yep, indeed. See you all in a moment. All right, we're back one turn before empowerment is complete, so you all can see the bit of flavor text that pops up when that is finished. We have conquered a good bit of Lustria proper. Mother Estancia is at war with us, however, she is facing down the barrel of all of the elves all at once. And they're coming on over to claim what used to be Marathi's land and now is owned by the Hags in the Woods. We're not even going to have to really worry about them too much unless they decide to attack us directly and avoid the elves completely. We are starting to press out into the Badlands, starting to claim some territory. I've got Jubo a little bit overextended. Hopefully the rats aren't able to make any actual progress. We can sprint her on further out of the swamps here so she's not taking damage. I think if anything, we're going to pull her to the River Ruin.
Sent by our ancestors.
Just so we're not taking attrition. Perfect. She can get back up on the land bridge and get back up on and doing her thing. No problem. Yeah, no, we've conquered most of the Mountains of Morn and are starting to press out into the Wolflands directly. I have pulled Xiaoming back away from Fort Dajni Fort because the Chaos Dwarves have so much land and they have wiped out the Ice Court at this point. We're pretty sure they've got several armies that are just making their way across the mountains to come over and attack us. We'll have Xiaoming retreat just a little bit so we know exactly what's coming on over here. Plus, since we have the final battle coming up, going back over to Yuan Bo directly, I would like to activate the Astromantic Boon here, which will give his spells 25% less cooldown, and the same thing for the Winds of Magic cost, 20% less for all spells, which will allow us to be launching at magic the entire final battle here. Let's see exactly what happens. Onward to a victory.
The winds of magic betwixt the scarred earth of the broken lands surge towards the Wu-Xing compass, and with them a foreboding rush of power to the armies of the Jade Court.
A foreboding rush of power, huh? Several sacked and lost settlements. Midland was over there doing some ambushing, and we have some say meditation is relaxation. This is a grave misconception, for Yang meditation amplifies the will and dampens all need. Its most capable practitioners can go days without rest or fodder. 3% more replenishment rate for all of our Yang units, as well as a bit of upkeep. Now it's time for the final battle. Final ritual is at hand. Flexing the bounds of the Great Compass, its power shall soon be extended, growing more and more attuned to the elemental winds than ever before. The benefits to Cathay shall be endless. However, as expected, the lizardmen protest in outrage, declaring that such rights fly in the face of the old ones and their great plan. Their meddling is assured, but a dragon does not bow before mere reptiles. As the cold ones rally to arms, the Celestial Empire shall stand defiant. Put an end to their foolish intrusion. Nothing must interfere with the ritual's completion. The only problem is I'm pretty sure completing this ritual would doom the world, as it would drop the Great Warning that the Lizardmen have put up. So, and that basically just keeps the Chaos Wastes from expanding. They're kind of stuck up in the wastes themselves, and if the Great Warning wasn't there, it would slowly grow and corrupt and destroy all of the land around. So, kind of important that we keep the Great Warning up for now. Several rats coming on over. I would like to get, we need, what, one more battle? Easy. What do you guys have? Bunch of Doom Wheels.
No.
Oh, good grief.
Not
The hamster wheel armies have arrived. Well, perhaps we find a easier foe with Festus. We've been surrounded at Middenheim, have we?
Lord.
Valiant defeat. We need them to come to us, but if they don't, that's going to be a pretty tough one.
Another.
We're going to back on out. Surely we've got one battle I can just quickly win here. Because a battle against the Wa there is going to take a fair bit of time. Can you reach Gates of Zar? We're kind of out of luck, aren't we? Would just be these two working together if we hit Alchemist Spark, but he is not in March.
Not sneaky enough.
Well, in that case, we're just going to go ahead and jump on over to the final battle. So I would rather not have ourselves another 20-minute fight against rats. Oh, just kidding, we have Carr over here. He jumped away using the beast pass though, didn't he? Yeah, we're not gonna be able to intercept. So unfortunate. Move up and take down Tlungsla. That's what we like to see. That's the way. And one more token.
Take this.
There we go.
Hold it.
We're gonna come on into the Matters of State, grab our Astromantic boon here, because I'm pretty sure we're still benefiting from the effects of the supply chain too. So we have extra ammunition. Extra ammunition, more spells. This will be great. Onward to the final battle.
Master of the Meteor Wind.
Which we should be able to kind of teleport on over using our, not diplomacy, that's absolutely incorrect. Battle for the Jade Compass. Oh, he's in a stance.
Keeper
Yoink.
of Wuxing.
Now, we teleport on over. Yes, please. Alright, so it looks like Tehenowin is leading the charge, and he has a Skink Oracle. Looks a little bit different from normal. A bunch of red crests. And then the Temple Guard are following him on in. It doesn't really look like he has anything too incredibly terrifying. But I bet we've got more reinforcements than just this showing up. He's got all of his uniques. And he's probably on the Engine of the Gods. I don't see the laser cannon. So maybe he's just on a normal Stegodon? Oh, there it is. There's the Engine of the Gods. Alright then. Let's see what the lizards have for us. So we're in the settlement even. Huh, okay. Let's do it. Right, so it's just a siege? No cutscene or anything? Really? Is this a different city from the normal Cathayan ones? No, I think this is exactly the same. That's... I mean, I guess this is WEI-JIN. Besides that, it's kind of just a normal siege. We have lizards absolutely all over the place. They've got, looks like a couple towers. We're not going to really be able to stop them, at least in the front area here. We're just going to ignore this nonsense that Mazdamundi's rolling with. I think the plan is going to be... Oh, you have a Dread Saurian? Oh, you sure do. Dread Saurian, Scarvet. Must have missed a couple of these. It's going to be a scary battle for sure. Let's make sure we have our artillery ready to kind of blend apart the normal Saurus. So the chances are these guys are not going to make it back. But if we can set them up and have them kind of blast rockets on over into this group, they should be able to fire the entire time. And we'll have you guys set up, I would say, on either right here. And they can just kind of launch rockets over at everyone coming up the front. That's a really tough call. Rockets are going to have a hard time blasting out just because of our own architecture here. So let's have the Lions defending the artillery pieces. This is a Coatl. Million Stalkers. We'll do all of the Lions here. Roman ready to also defend against all the Flyers. They should perform fairly decent against... Ripperdactyls are pretty dangerous. How many Ripperdactyl groups do they have? In my own train, Ripperdactyls easily stomp out Croman. 44-25, we are 44-48. If we're smart with it, we do have way stronger Flyers. So we'll set up one of the Astromancers here. Real unfortunate that we don't get... Oh, we do have Peasant Long Spears and things from the actual... But we can't control them. That's awful. We've got 6,000 goodies to roll with. Alright, so let's grab all my men so I know where they're at. I will deploy them in the center here with these beautiful terracotta sentinels. Crossbows. And then we'll have our drum. They've just got guys kind of spread out to delay Mazdamundi, which is pretty much what we need. We'll set up kind of a cheat blocker here and here. So we got 5,400, and we want to pretty much spend the rest of it on rocket towers. Where are these ones controlled by? This general capture point. Our alchemist actually can probably hang out here just fine. Rip some people apart with their magics. We'll have one of the Celestial Dragon Guard defending this side. We'll need to make sure we pull them back if they start taking overwhelming damage there. Probably set up two and get real spicy with it. Just gonna remember to pull them back.
Dragon crossbows.
Other two crossbows will set up here to fight Henowin's boys. And here. So that way our towers are firing. We want as many of these things blasting over at them with rockets as we can. So let's go halberds here, and they can rotate over and help if they really need to.
Shenyan's faithful.
Rest of our halberds, we've got 3 of them. I think it wouldn't be a bad call to have some ready to defend this group of rockets. I'm ready to kind of sacrifice one of our artillery teams, but I would also like them to stay alive as long as we can. We have all of our flyers that can kind of zoom on over, keep everyone protected. I have the drum over here with Henowin.
Master of meteor winds.
So artillery and range together. So we've got not that many. And then the single entities, and then the boys. There we go. Now we gotta figure out where our halberdiers are going. There's no towers over here at all, so not a good idea to have anyone set up. We could probably actually just have a unit of these guys ready to defend. They should be able to hold against pretty much any of this nonsense. Then we can have the rockets assisting. Big heavy question marks there. We can decimate these two groups, I'm not sure.
Order and the balance.
These lads here, we've got one more unit of the halberdiers. Probably just to defend the main line here. And now we set up towers. And I do think we'll throw in the blockers kind of as we go, because they're quite a bit faster to build. Let's go cannon towers on either side here, since there's a lot of large units running on forward, and they're fairly cheap. Rocket towers are very expensive. And then over on perhaps this side, we could also throw in some cannon towers to go after the flappy creatures. Really tough call. Yeah, we'll throw in another cannon tower here. Mostly cannons what we're rolling with. Then we can just go for a piercing tower, just so we have maximum damage coming on out. That works for me. Platform blocker there. We're about as good as we're gonna get here. Let's get this battle started. Yuan Bo, I'm just gonna send him straight on out. Go outside and start chopping on those chameleon stalkers out front. Wait, that thing is already almost gone. That's perfect. Where's my Grace of WEI-JIN? I mean, we'll use that on the Temple Guard rolling on up. That tower instantly disintegrated. Going for the lightning. I know we have some lovely curses we could drop. Face off these lads here. They're gonna go straight after the units on the walls. You're just fine. You go deal with the Henowin. Go deal with the Henowin. Alright, let's go for extra armor, everyone in range.
Understood.
Because they can just drop the bombs down, which is going to be a big old pain. Alright, they're up close to the walls there. I'm going to sacrifice this unit if we really have to. Rockets coming on over. Let's keep bombarding into this big group.
For the moon dragon.
Meanwhile, our other rockets
Wind and fire.
blast away here at these temple guards.
Dragon guard.
Grace of WEI-JIN. Alright, all of our flyers go after the other group of Ripperdact. Actually, go after these Ripperdact riders here. Coatl with the Dread Saurian as well. Let's go ahead and bring Yuan Bo a little ways away from that. Looks like our spearmen are opening up the gates for him. As long as we hold the position, we have reinforcements. Maintain control of the central square. I mean, I think we can do that just fine. Drop down some metal spells. What's going on here? My targeter's gone? What is happening? Okay, we'll just go for the normal metal spells then. If I must. You go ahead and pull away. Let's let the others move in and defend you. Weird. Final transmutations are not working out so well. Here on this side, looks like we bring our crossbows back. Our flyers are winning their duel. Let's go after the next group of Ripperdactyls. And the Coatl that's in our back line here. First the Midnight win on everyone that's in the back fighting. Okay, as soon as they descend, they're pretty well gone. Yuan Bo, keep running. Looks like you're doing fine even against the Dread Saurian. Doesn't though look like they really know what they're doing. Drop down another assassination. Let's do so on the Dread Saurian. I think that's actually the most important target. Yeah, they're fleeing on away. Halberdiers, you guys defend yourselves. Rockets have moved up for whatever reason. Step up to this position, please. We'll have the cats move over. Fuzzy Demon, come on up. Help out with this Coatl here. Little do they know cats are extremely effective. Alright, Yuan Bo, you need to run away from this nonsense just a little bit. Let's stop the Dread Saurian from chasing you. I mean, everyone else is moving on up, ready to meet their end. Really hard to see what's going on here. Our maid, we can go for some... Would love for a final transmutation to work out for me. There we go. Hits both of those units just fine. You two Dragon Guard can work together on the Saurus Spears. You can run on in and jump these skinks. Starting to get a bit overwhelmed here, but I did decide that we're going to leave these guys to fight. Because we do have plenty of reinforcements moving on over. They're in guard mode, but they're just refusing to fire. Let's just rotate them a little bit. Yeah, the central lines they've broken on through. That's just fine with me. Our cannon towers are blasting away at them.
Rocket battery.
The Dragon Emperor is most
Funnily enough, he's doing just fine.
The day is done.
Go ahead and execute this barrel, but still a done.
Crossbowman.
See if you can switch your targets and go in after the man himself. You two chase off these foolish Pterodon riders, and then you go ahead and
Information. Bring in harmony.
bring some assistance over to help out with Yuan Bo.
Crossbowman.
Blast that Dread Saurian, please. And Mr. K, come on down. We got a bit of a lag nonsense. Let's go ahead and start throwing in the full blockers in the center line so no one's getting through there. We have the cannons focused down one in particular, like the Skink Oracles. They've got the least amount of armor. They should go down pretty quick. Awesome stuff. So you come to the center line to defend.
My ancestors.
So I'm betting they're just gonna go straight through. So many enemies on the field, so many cannons going off. We're starting to get actually some lag from battle for the first time in a long time. A lot of reinforcements moving on in. Let's just scoot our rockets back.
Dragon Guard!
I mean, no one's really been able to make it inside so far. Drop a healing potion for Yuan Bo and some damage as well.
I am the executioner!
Stop Henowin so he's not continuing to chase us around, and you just go ahead and surround. Never mind, they brought cavalry back with you.
Yenpo, my pen or sword!
Get rid of Henowin there with a blade. Stilodon's already fallen. I think he got just a little bit too low in health.
Spy master!
Unable to drop it down because we're just a little ways too far away. Let's get rid of this Scarvet then. He's been bopping us around. Tired of being bullied.
Never conquered.
You guys get rid of the Dread Saurian. I thought it was tough. You guys rotate over and activate this tower for me. Really time for them to turn. They're just charging everyone down. Delaying them. Something fierce. Drop in the Ancestors there just to slow those, that nonsense. Wouldn't mind poisoning the Arc Sotek, but let's go ahead and do that to the, Oracle instead. We can bring you over this way. I mean, they're holding the line like absolute champions. There's a pile of lizards over here. Yeah, the amount of reinforcements we've got, this is a simple win. You have anything else there, lizards? I sure hope so, although he has decided to come outside of the gates, which is a big ol' wrong thing to do.
Master of meteor winds!
Need to save you quite badly. Although if they surround, let's go ahead and just get you into a fight with them.
Attack!
And then we'll just drop the rock on their head.
Cavalry! They will perish!
That'll work. Yeah, there goes Henowin. There goes all of the cavalry in one meteor. That's exactly super effective on dinosaurs. That makes sense.
Executioner!
Just go ahead and pull our Crowman back. Looks like we've got this side locked down. Demon, come on around. We're gonna have some points to reclaim. Osdamundizzle is already dealt with.
With pride!
Hold the line, lads.
Shenyang sends us!
I thought I asked you to come all the way over here.
Iron
He's not doing a very good job of it.
Bureaucrat and warrior! The heavens bring celestial
Time to go ahead and
law.
deal with this unit here. Drop his attack a little bit. Should make it a bit faster for us. Grace of WEI-JIN, let's go ahead and eliminate this Skink Oracle next. They're pretty dangerous units. Just the sheer numbers of Cathayans moving across the field. Is she on foot? That's why she's moving so slow. She's walking, destroying everything on the way through. Henowin's forces have almost been defeated, but don't let your guard down yet. I have it.
Yenpo!
Cavalry!
Bring you both inside the walls, or at least closer to them.
By Shenyang!
Osdamundi's forces have almost been defeated. And they're... Wow. What a very difficult final battle. Alright, well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit disappointed. I figured that was gonna be a bit more of a desperate siege, but we had more soldiers than they did by a long shot. Huh. That probably needs to be tweaked a little bit more so that Henowin and Mazdamundi are bringing more lizards than just this, because red-crested skinks don't have much in terms of killing power. They just got blended away by our walls. That was, huh.
Incarcerate.
That's all I can really say.
Through Yuan Bo's brutal diligence, the command of the Emperor is executed. The Wu Xing compass can now harness the full might of the winds of magic. Even now, The Jade Dragon watches over WEI-JIN and the whole of the Celestial Empire. His all-seeing eyes, unclouded by pity or mercy.
That's it. Prophet of Doom. So we get more casualties captured post-battle, less attrition. He's on a WEI-JIN compass now, and we've gained the long campaign victory. Huh. The pyramid wakes. Yeah, I guess the interns are going to go ahead and kick on off. So our long-term victory gives us 10 additional recruit rank for heroes. Really, that's it? So what do we get for completely empowering the compass? Just nothing? Dragon's Might. That's the normal thing for the Jade Dragon. Short victory is the hero capacity. Drilling holes in everyone's head. And yeah, long victory. So you get nothing at all for fully empowering the winds of, or like the WEI-JIN compass. Final battle's pretty lackluster. Alright then. Well, we'll go ahead and have Yuan Bo set up in the Sentinels of Time. I'm going to just have them make the very slow trek back over towards home, but that is going to be all for this series. Thank you all so much for all the support and love that this one has gained. It's been a ton of fun. I love playing Cathay every single time here, even if we had a bit of an anticlimactic ending. It was awesome to crush our foes here and try to figure out the puzzle that is Yuan Bo. He is, I would say, extremely overpowered comparatively to the other two dragon siblings, so much so that there's really no reason to play their campaigns anymore, and that's a bit of a shame. We do need to probably see some campaign tweaks with Xiao and Miao Ying, just so that there is actually a reason to play their factions, because as it stands, just play Yuan Bo, unless you don't want to purchase Shadows of Change, which makes sense, but if you do have Shadows of Change, there's absolutely no reason to play the other two. You can just confederate them up pretty quickly. And you've got the other two dragon siblings with a funner campaign with stronger mechanics. So, yeah, with a lot of complaining, but it was a good deal of fun. But without all that dirling, I am out of time for today. I have been at Space Wars in Total War. Leave a like for the like god and a sub for the sub god. See you on the next one.